Hey Nate, I was just curious if you had just grabbed yourself a snack? The reason I ask is because I think you forgot to clean up all of the crumbs that you just left on the table.
Oh shoot, sorry about that, Chloe. You're right. I completely forgot to clean those up.
Yeah, well, could you please just try and be a little more careful next time? I mean, what if Anna had ended up eating some of what you'd left on there? You know that she has her egg allergy and that she shouldn't be having anything with it.
I know you're right. It was stupid of me and I should have been more careful. I'm sorry that I did that.
You say that, but I'm always having to remind you to clean up after yourself when you've eaten. And anyways, I've seen Anna pick up little bits of food that you've dropped before. Thankfully, I've been able to stop her before she's put it in her mouth. But I think it would be best if you just don't even bring food that she's allergic to inside the house.
Oh, come on. I'm sure that just a little bit wouldn't kill her. Besides, our little girl is already starting preschool. She's old enough to know what she can and can't eat.
Maybe when it comes to the difference between food and toys, but Anna has no way of understanding what allergens something might have. I mean, she can't even read, for crying out loud. I'm sure she just assumes that if it's in the house, it's safe to eat.
You know, it feels like ever since we learned about all of her allergies that I haven't been able to buy any of the snacks that I like anymore. The least you can do is let me get away with sneaking in little things when I can. I mean, you're the one always telling me that I can't eat the snack that we get special for Anna either.
And so what do you want me to say? That you should bring food that only you can eat and tease our poor daughter like that? Surely you can understand how upsetting that would be for her. That's why I think it's better to just not bring those kinds of snacks home at all. If you want to eat them outside of the house, then fine, but just please be careful when you come home.
Are you sure that you're not blowing this whole allergy thing way out of proportion right now? I mean, I don't really think it's good to not give her anything she could be allergic to.
And why do you think that? Were you listening to the doctor when they were explaining how bad things could get for Anna?
Okay, fine. I guess they did say that, but then what are you going to do? How are we supposed to live?
What do you mean, how are we supposed to live? We just need to be more careful until she's older.
But, I mean, you know that we can't control what Anna is going to run into out there in the real world, right? There's all kinds of things she's allergic to out there. So I think that you and I should be trying to train her better to know what she can and can't eat so that she can take care of herself even when we're not there to see what she's eating.
And you're saying that as a form of training, you want to keep bringing food that she's allergic to inside the house?
That's right. You see the point that I'm trying to make with all of this, right?
I see that this could get really dangerous really quickly for our daughter. So I am asking you again to please refrain from doing any of that, okay?
But, I mean, what happens if someone from her school packs a lunch and asks for a bite? How is she supposed to know what she can and can't eat then? Do you know that we're not going to be able to be there for her forever, don't you?
Of course I understand that, and of course I want Anna to be able to take care of herself. But we are talking about a 4-year-old girl. We should not be trying to train her by leaving food that could be dangerous to her around the house. I think that there are better ways to go about doing that, but for now, is it really so much to ask that you don't bring that kind of food inside the home?
Surely I could just bring a little bit of it and put it on a really, really high shelf where she won't be able to reach it, right? Besides, who knows how allergies really work, especially when you're so young? I think it would be good to test her now and then to see if she even reacts to anything anymore.
I really don't think that we should be trying to run those kinds of experiments on a little girl. You even asked the doctor about trying something like this, and they said they thought it was a bad idea. I think that if we wanted to test Anna as she got older, then we should just keep bringing her to the doctor.
I think you're being way too sensitive about all of this. Do you not see how unreasonable you're being?
And just what part of saying that we should listen to the doctor's advice is unreasonable? I'm only saying that we shouldn't be trying to make these kinds of decisions ourselves.
So you don't think that I'm thinking about Anna when I'm suggesting all of this? Do you really think that this is the best way to go about doing this?
I think that the doctor told us that Anna is very, very allergic to certain foods. And I think that we were told to be extra cautious. Do you really want to put your own daughter's health at risk just to test what the doctor said?
No, of course not. I would never want to put Anna in danger like that.
Look, Nate, I understand that you want what's best for our daughter, and that you don't want her growing up sheltered. I want that for her too. But I think that rather than fight about what's best, we should just follow what the doctor said until Anna is old enough to understand better for herself.
Well, I guess that you might be onto something there.
I think I am too. Thank you very much. So, look, I know that things seem a little tough now, but it won't always be this way. We just have to be on our guard for a little longer until Anna is old enough to take care of her own food.
Right. Yeah. I guess that might be what's best for Anna after all, right?
I think so too, but I get where you're coming from too. So maybe we could try going to the doctor and asking for their advice again?
No, you're right. I think that I was just really missing out on the bigger picture here. Your way is much better, and I think that we should go with your idea.
Well, thank you so much for saying that. That means a lot. So, anyways, just please be more careful about leaving your food out.
Yeah, of course. If you're saying that it's good for our daughter, then I've got no problem with that.
Thank you so much for being so understanding with all of this, Nate.
Hey, Chloe. I was just curious if you were still upset about yesterday. Because I thought we already talked about it, so I don't get why you're acting like this.
I'm not at all, actually.
Yes, you are, though. I noticed it this morning. You didn't say anything, but I could read it all through your body language.
Actually, that was because your mom was texting me again this morning, and it was starting to bug me just a bit. I wish that she would get off my back for a little bit and let me live my life.
My mom was texting you. What kinds of things was she saying?
Well, I think you might now, since she mentioned saying some of this to you, but she told me that she thinks we should get Anna tested for allergies again. She seems to think the doctors got it wrong and that it's a matter of teaching Anna's body how to handle those ingredients. But she doesn't seem to understand that allergies are real things that people are born with. And I suppose you have trouble wrapping your head around that at times too.
Hey now, I get where you're coming from. But I really don't think there's any need to get so upset about all of this.
Of course there's a good reason to be upset about all of this. You're making it sound like I'm being a bad mother to your mom. All I'm trying to do is follow the doctor's orders and make sure that Anna isn't eating anything that she shouldn't be. And now your mom is talking like I'm some kind of tyrant.
I think that you just need to step back and calm down a little there, Chloe. After all, you don't want Anna to pick up on your anger when you get like this. You know that children can be extra sensitive to these kinds of things.
You're right. I didn't mean to get so upset this morning. I guess I was just working with a bit of a short fuse. I'm sorry. I really wasn't trying to be rude at all this morning. I promise.
Maybe it's just that my mom still doesn't quite get it. I mean, I needed you to really explain it to me the other day, remember?
I suppose so. But still, your mom didn't have to talk about me that way. That really hurt to get those texts.
I'm really sorry that my mom was talking to you like that, but I just wonder how it is that our daughter ended up with these serious allergies in the first place.
I don't know. Even the doctor said that they don't fully understand why people are born with certain allergies for things. I think there's a lot of different theories about why it happens, but that nobody has been able to narrow it down to a single cause.
Well, I wish those damn scientists would get off their butts and figure this out for us all. I mean, I'm sure it sucks to actually have the allergies, but it creates problems when you're the parents of someone with allergies as well.
I know. We never asked for any of this, but the fact of the matter is, this is the way our daughter was born.
I guess so, but this isn't how I picture being a dad, you know?
I know what you mean, Nate, but it's like you said, if it's trouble for us, then we can't even imagine how it is for Anna. I'm sure that she already really struggles with not being able to eat the same things as her classmates. But I don't think that we should be letting your mom think that I'm just enabling Anna's pickiness or anything like that.
You're right about that. But I think that you need to realize that my mom was just trying to help us out. I know that it seems mean, but I think she was just trying to give you advice. After all, she's been around for a while and just wants to help.
And I really do appreciate her wanting to share her valuable experience with us. But at the same time, I think your mom needs to realize that children aren't raised in the same way as when she was doing it. So while she has plenty of useful things to offer, there are also some things that have changed since back then.
Okay, sure, but that doesn't mean that you can just throw out or ignore all the advice my mom has for us. I mean, it's not like they didn't have doctors back then either. I don't really think you're in a place to tell my mom what has or hasn't changed in terms of child rearing either, since you're no doctor yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you've got me there. I'm not a doctor and I don't have the data in front of me.
Besides, there's not just one way to raise a child, you know? I think that maybe you're the one who needs to try thinking with a bit more flexibility.
You might be right about that. I guess I have been a little bit overprotective, maybe. But it's just that I get so nervous for Anna and even scared that I'll end up hurting her, so that's why I don't want to take any unnecessary risks.
I see. So I guess that means that I'm just supposed to sit here and let you do whatever you like?
Hey, Nate, I was just curious if you were still at the office. If you're on your way home, would you mind stopping by the store and getting something for me?
Yeah, sure. I can do some grocery shopping before coming home. What kinds of things do you need?
Well, you know those special cookies that we get for Anna? The ones with no gluten and no egg? I think we need more of those.
Oh, okay. Sure, I can grab that. That shouldn't be too hard.
Thanks for doing that. I wouldn't normally ask you to do this, but she has a field trip tomorrow and I want to pack her some snacks. I'm just glad that I noticed we were running low on those cookies. And there weren't any at the store closest to home, so I thought that I'd ask you.
Oh, Anna's going to have a field trip tomorrow? Actually, now that you say that, she's been pretty excited about this one for a while, right?
Yeah, I think she's really looking forward to going on this with all of her friends. Especially since everyone is supposed to be packing their own lunches for this one. I think Anna's happy because it means that she won't be the only one not eating the school lunches. It'll help her feel like she sticks out a little less.
Yeah, I guess that must be pretty hard on a kid to already have something about yourself that makes you stand out like that, huh?
I know, but I think that she'll understand and accept that in a few years. And in the meantime, I'm going to have to think of what else I could send her to school with for lunch.
Got it. And does that mean that we're still leaving the house at the usual time, or does the field trip change that?
I think we need to be out of the house about 40 minutes earlier than usual. So I guess I'll get up early to make her lunch, but if I can be honest, I feel like I've just not been getting enough sleep lately.
Oh, really? Well, if that's the case, how about I pack her lunch for her?
Wait, what? Really? Oh. Where is this coming from? You've never once offered to pack Anna's lunch.
Well, don't you think it's high time that I finally do? And she's my daughter too, you know. I should do something to help take care of her. So if you don't mind, I would love to help by packing your lunch. I'll even make your breakfast so that you don't even have to step in the kitchen tomorrow morning.
You would really do that for me, Nate? Oh, that's so sweet of you. I don't know what to say.
There's nothing to say. Just leave it all to me. Surely I should be able to handle packing a lunch for a little kid.
It really isn't as hard as it looks, you know, but okay, if you're really offering this, then I'll just make sure Anna's ready to leave on time.
Perfect. This is going to go great. Just leave it all to me, okay?
And should I tell Anna that you're going to be doing this for her too?
Yeah, of course. Tell her that Daddy is making her a special lunch that I hope she'll enjoy.
Aw. Well, I did just tell her that, and you should have seen how her face lit up. She's very excited for it. I wish you could be here to see this. She got up and is dancing now because she's so happy.
Wow. You mean that Anna's really that happy that I'll be making her lunch for her?
Well, it is the first time that you've ever done something like this, so I guess she's pretty excited.
Then I guess I better not let my little girl down. You leave all the good to me and just catch up on sleep tomorrow. Anyways, I'm going to stop by the store and get the things that I'll need for her lunch. I'll be home soon.
Thank you so much for this, Nate. It really means a lot. Get home safe. Hey, what did you pack Anna for lunch? Did you really put things that you knew she would be allergic to inside her lunchbox? Because there is no way that this could have just been a mistake, if you ask me.
Wait, what? What do you mean? Why are you asking about what I packed Anna for lunch? Did she eat something she wasn't supposed to?
She couldn't even finish half of her lunch. Her teacher noticed what she was eating and stopped her. And when she was told that she wouldn't be able to eat the rest of her lunch, Anna cried. Why would you do this to her, Nate? I really just don't get it. You know what she's allergic to. Did you really pack her something you knew that she wouldn't be able to eat? Why would you do that?
I only wanted to see if she were still allergic or not. Mom said that the only way to fix an allergy is by introducing the allergen to the system over time. Besides, you're the one who was taking this whole thing way too far. You wouldn't even let me bring my own snacks into the house.
Are you seriously trying to kill our daughter? Is that what you were trying to do? When are you finally going to understand that that's not how allergies work? You could have really hurt Anna.
It was just a little bit. I just wanted her to try some things and see if she reacted is all. It's not like you haven't thought about doing the same thing. Do you know that if you're too scared to ever test if Anna's okay, then we'll never know, right?
I am not too scared of anything. And that doesn't mean that I'm just going to endanger our daughter like this.
You're blowing this whole thing way out of proportion. It's just an allergy. All that happens is that Anna gets a little bit itchy. But if we kept more of her allergens in her system, then her body would just adjust and she would just be fine. If you keep trying to protect her, then she'll never get better.
Do you really think that's how you should handle someone who has allergies? Anna had to be taken away from her field trip in an ambulance. Did you know that?
Wait, what? What do you mean? That's not really true, is it?
Of course it is. And if her teacher hadn't stopped her from eating when she did, well then who knows what could have happened to Anna? But her throat was so engorged that she could hardly even breathe by the time the paramedics did show up.
But, I had no idea about any of this. Is Anna okay? How's she doing?
She's still recovering in the hospital, if you must know. Do you even realize the risk you took with her life doing this? I can't believe that you'd betray not only Anna, but me like this.
No, you have to understand this isn't what was supposed to happen at all. I was only trying to follow Mom's advice about all of this.
Is that really the best excuse you have for yourself? Why would you even listen to such idiotic advice, huh? You should have been listening to what the doctors told us. Do you really think that your mom knows more about how to deal with allergies than the specialists? Your mom doesn't know what she's talking about at all.
But my mom is full of life experience. I just thought that you were being a little too sensitive in regards to all of this. And I thought that my mom might have known what she was talking about.
You really are an idiot. Do you know that, Nate? I don't even know what else to call you but that. You took your mom's advice and now our daughter is in the hospital. Don't even try to defend what you did. I tried to explain to you over and over about how cautious we should be with Anna's allergies, and you didn't listen to a word that I told you.
But I was only doing all of this for her sake. Surely you can at least see that, right? I didn't know that this was going to happen.
This should never have happened in the first place. You told me that you understood about Anna's allergies and wouldn't try to do these sorts of things ever again. But instead you had to go fully in the other direction and could have poisoned her. I told you that we should just listen to what the doctors told us, but you chose to listen to your mom instead? Well, I hope you know that you are not getting away with this. I am going to take care of Anna now. but you and I are through.
Wait, through? What do you mean? You don't mean that you're gonna leave me over this, right? Hello, Chloe? Please, you have to know that I never wanted any of this to happen. Are you even reading these messages anymore? Chloe? Please answer me. I'm trying to apologize here. It was all an accident. You have to believe me.
After that, I went back to attend to Anna. After a few days, the doctors finally cleared her to be released from the hospital. While we were both there, Nate's parents came to the hospital to apologize and check on their granddaughter. Nate tagged along with them as well. They all had tears in their eyes, but I wasn't about to buy even 1 second of their little performance. I told Nate in front of his parents that nothing was going to change my mind and that I would be seeking a divorce from him. After they left, I was able to check Anna out of the hospital and take her back home with me. I had asked Nate to pack up his things and go stay with his parents. After the divorce, I was given full custody of Anna while Nate was made to pay child support until she turned 18. Even if Nate now actually understood what he did wrong and the consequences of his actions, I was not in any mood to try and patch things up with him. He lied to me, and he lied to Anna, and he could have seriously hurt or even killed her. Of course, if Anna says she wants to see her dad when she's older, then that's a conversation we'll have in the future. But for now, I am going to make sure that she actually survives to be old enough to make that decision on her own. And I can only hope that by then, Nate and his mother are much more responsible and empathetic people. But until then, I'm going to focus on making sure that my daughter has the childhood that she deserves, and that she is well taken care of as she grows up. After all of this happened, it was very difficult to explain to Anna why her dad was no longer living with us. But I think it is something that she'll just have to grapple with when she gets older. I felt so horrible because she was looking forward to her father's lunch so much. I'm doing my best to do what I need to in order to take care of Anna, but I suppose that I won't know if I made the right choices until much farther in the future. It's one of the scarier parts of parenting, but if leaning towards the protective means keeping my daughter alive, then I think the choice is an obvious one. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.